In the heart of Europe, like a hidden treasure, rises the majestic chain of the Swiss Alps. This place strikes the imagination with its contrasts, from green meadows to snowy peaks, from quiet villages to turbulent mountain rivers. Here, at an altitude of more than 4,000 meters, reigns a special charm that cannot be conveyed in words. Glaciers, mysteriously shimmering in the sunlight, and narrow gorges, as if carved by a giant sculptor, create ideal conditions for adventure. It seems as if nature itself breathes history in these mountains, keeping the secrets of ancient times and inviting intrepid explorers to unravel them. Toledo, a city that was once the heart of the Spanish Empire, is famous for its ancient streets, where each building tells its own story. Here, in the ancient neighborhoods, you can feel the spirit of the Middle Ages mixed with Moorish heritage. Narrow streets lead to the majestic cathedral, striking in its Gothic splendor. The city is a true open-air museum, where every detail, from the stonework to the graceful bridges, serves as a reminder of its centuries-old history and cultural richness. A walk through Toledo is a journey through time that mesmerizes and inspires. Krakow is a real box of stories and legends, where every building holds its own secret. Walking through the narrow streets of the Old Town, you feel as if you are transported to the era of knights and kings. The majestic Wawel Castle, towering above the city, is not just an architectural marvel, but also a place where invisible threads of Polish history run through. Here, under the ancient stone vaults, kings and heroes of the country are buried. And if you take a look at the market square, you will discover a picturesque sight. A multitude of street performers, cozy cafes, and unique craft shops where you can feel the pulse of modern life in the heart of the medieval city. The French Riviera is a land where the azure coastline welcomes luxury yachts and celebrities, and history intertwines with modernity. Imagine, the beaches that once inspired impressionist painters are now a destination for the world's stars. Monte Carlo beckons gamblers and connoisseurs of architecture. Nice charms with its promenade, and Cannes with its famous film festival. From secluded coves to party-packed nightclubs, there is something for everyone. It is a place where past and present live in harmony, creating an atmosphere of eternal summer and cultural richness. The Azores are a true gem of the Atlantic, where nature has created something truly stunning. The combination of volcanic landscapes, lush greenery, and endless ocean expanses strikes the imagination of any traveler. Here you will find unique thermal springs, which have been used by the locals for centuries for relaxation and recovery. Whales and dolphins feel at home in the Azores, and watching their playful leaps in the water is an unforgettable spectacle. Each island holds its own secrets, from mystical lakes to ancient legends that awaken our explorer spirit. Bern, the capital of Switzerland, is like a fairy tale come to life, hiding among picturesque hills and winding streets. This city, whose history dates back to the 12th century, is enveloped in an atmosphere of medieval charm. The unique architecture, including the famous clock tower with its astronomical clock, transports you back in time. Walking through the UNESCO World Heritage-listed Old Town, it's impossible not to notice the famous bears, whose presence symbolizes Bern's strength and resilience. Every detail here tells a story that will not leave even the most sophisticated traveler indifferent. In Madeira, a picturesque archipelago in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, nature and culture intertwine in an amazing dance, creating a unique atmosphere. This Portuguese island, known as the Floating Garden, is stunning in its variety of landscapes, from dramatic mountain peaks and dense forests to cozy villages and terraced vineyards. Every corner breathes with history, and the narrow streets of the ancient capital, Funchal, beckon with their secrets. The island offers unusual adventures, walks in traditional lavadas, tastings of local wine, and immersion in the atmosphere of festivities such as Carnival, which turns Madeira into a veritable whirlwind of color and joy. Lapland, Finland is a place where magic becomes reality. Immersing yourself in this snowy land, you'll find yourself in a world where polar lights dance in the night sky and reindeer wander calmly through snowy expanses. Here in winter, there is a real fairy tale with ice hotels and snow-covered forests that look like they have stepped off the pages of magical books. Lapland is not just a geographical point, but a real winter dream that beckons and mesmerizes, awakening everyone's inner explorer and dreamer. Costa del Sol is a paradise coastline that makes travelers' hearts beat faster. Stretching along the Mediterranean Sea in southern Spain, this region abounds with picturesque beaches where the sun shines more than 300 days a year. But it's not just the sand and sea that make Costa del Sol unique. Every corner is steeped in history and culture. Medieval castles neighbor with modern resorts, and cozy Spanish villages hide the secrets of centuries. Local restaurants surprise with the taste of fresh seafood, and on the streets you can hear the mesmerizing melodies of flamenco. This region seems to have been created for those who are looking for unforgettable experiences and want to touch the magic of Mediterranean life. Salzburg is a city where music and history intertwine in a dance of time. This Austrian city, surrounded by the majestic Alps, is known not only as the birthplace of the great Mozart, but also as a place where every corner breathes the spirit of Baroque. Salzburg Castle, towering above the city like a guardian of time, invites travelers to plunge into the Middle Ages. The streets here seem to be made for strolling, and the bustling markets beckon with the aromas of fresh produce. A visit to Salzburg is like being immersed in a living painting, where every stroke represents centuries of tradition and rich culture. Plitvice Lakes are a natural wonder where water plays a major role in creating a mesmerizing landscape. Imagine a cascade of 16 turquoise lakes connected by waterfalls, surrounded by dense forests, where every corner breathes freshness and tranquility. This national park in Croatia is like a living picture, where nature has shown all its imagination. Here you can meet rare animals, and if you are lucky to see a deer among the trees, this is a place where time seems to stand still, and every step opens new, amazing horizons. Hallstatt, like a fairy tale come to life, draws the eye with its picturesque scenery and architecture. This tiny alpine town, nestled on the shore of the lake of the same name, has been keeping the secrets of an ancient civilization for many centuries. Here among the mountains and water, archaeologists have discovered one of the oldest salt mines in the world, which is more than 7,000 years old. Time seems to stand still here. Narrow streets, neat houses with flowering balconies and majestic mountains create a unique atmosphere where history comes alive at every step. Neuschwanstein Castle, like a castle from a fairy tale, is set against the backdrop of the Bavarian Alps, and its history is full of mystery and inspiration. Built in the 19th century on the orders of King Ludwig II, it was the embodiment of his dreams of medieval chivalry and romantic legends. The majestic towers pointing to the sky and the exquisite interiors of the castle, decorated with scenes from Richard Wagner's operas, create an atmosphere of magic. This architectural masterpiece, which inspired the Sleeping Beauty Castle in Disneyland, attracts millions of tourists who dream of plunging into a world of dreams and legends. Amsterdam is a city where history and modernity intertwine in an amazing dance. Imagine a labyrinth of narrow streets crisscrossed by picturesque canals where boats float leisurely. This city was once the center of world trade, and its magnificent buildings still retain the atmosphere of the Golden Age. Here each house seems to tell its own story, and each bridge is a frame from a movie. In Amsterdam, you can spend hours wandering through museums, enjoying the works of great masters such as Rembrandt and Van Gogh, or simply get lost in the crowd, breathing in the aromas of freshly brewed coffee mixed with the scents of flowers from the local markets. This city lives in its own unique rhythm, immersing you in its charming and unique world. The Wild Atlantic Way, stretching 2,500 kilometers along the west coast of Ireland, promises a journey full of breathtaking scenery and ancient legends. Feel the power of the Atlantic crashing over the cliffs and breathe in the scent of salty winds that whisper stories of the past. Here, amidst emerald meadows and mysterious castles, you can find places where time stands still. From the rugged cliffs of Moher to the tranquil bays of Kerry, this route is not just a road, but a true odyssey. Every mile opens up new horizons for adventurous explorers. Provence, France is a place where time seems to slow down, allowing each moment to shine brighter. Imagine fields drenched in lavender waves, under a sky of a blue you won't find anywhere else. Provence has always been a source of inspiration for artists and poets, from Van Gogh to Cézanne, who found something mystical and inexplicable in the local landscape. Here you can smell the scent of fresh herbs mixed with the smell of the sea, and hear the whispers of history wafting through ancient Roman ruins and medieval castles. This region, with its rich cultural heritage and gastronomic delights, seems to invite you on a journey into a world where every day is a celebration of life. Hamburg, Germany is a city where the sky reflects the bright lights of the port, and the streets are filled with the sound of distant ships and the aroma of freshly baked bread from nearby bakeries. It is a place where history meets modernity, where old red brick buildings are juxtaposed with ultra-modern skyscrapers. Hamburg is home to one of Europe's largest ports, once the heart of the Hanseatic League. The city lives in constant motion, offering its visitors unique museums, such as the Miniature Wonderland, and an inspiring atmosphere where everyone can find something for themselves. Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland, fascinates at first sight with its contrasts. Here medieval castles neighbor with modern buildings, and legends come alive at every turn. Imagine the view from Edinburgh Castle onto the Royal Mile, where narrow streets hold stories of kings and queens, and old pubs invite you to taste real ale. The city is often shrouded in fog, adding an air of mystery to its silhouettes. But take a stroll through its lively streets, and you'll feel the pulse of life that never stops, day or night. Sintra, Portugal is a place where reality seems intertwined with a magical fairy tale. Imagine a city where mysterious castles and palaces seem to come alive from medieval legends at every corner. One of the most impressive is the Palace of Pena, which, as if from the palette of an eccentric artist, rises on the hills, surrounded by dense forests and mists. It is not for nothing that Sintra attracts travelers from all over the world. Its unique architecture and natural beauty create an atmosphere in which every corner breathes history and secrets. Strasbourg is a city where history and modernity intertwine in a dance of time. Imagine, one of the largest and oldest Gothic cathedrals in the world, overlooking narrow streets lined with half-timbered houses. Here, in the heart of Alsace, is the European Parliament, where the fate of millions is decided. But Strasbourg is more than just politics and architecture. It is a city where the aromas of wine and spices lead you through cozy cafes, and the shadows of the past come alive in every step on the cobblestones. In the heart of Italy, where the past intertwines with the present, Rome appears as a city where every stone holds the secret of thousands of years. The legendary Colosseum, a majestic symbol of ancient power, still towers over the city, telling the tale of grandiose gladiatorial battles. In this stone amphitheater once boiled passions that could outshine any modern blockbuster. But Rome is not just ancient ruins. The Vatican, the spiritual center of the Catholic world, attracts millions of pilgrims and tourists, and its St. Peter's Basilica amazes with the grandeur and artistry of its architecture. Walking through the narrow streets of the city, you can feel its centuries-old history woven into every building and fountain, from the Pantheon to Piazza Navona, where the spirit of Italian La Dolce Vita is in the air. Stockholm, the capital of Sweden, is stunning with its unique architecture and cultural diversity, like a picture of the past and the future come to life at the same time. The city is spread over 14 islands connected by more than 50 bridges, creating a unique landscape where historical buildings are juxtaposed with modern structures. Here you can immerse yourself in the atmosphere of the Middle Ages, strolling through the narrow streets of Gamla stan, and then enjoy the masterpieces of modern art in the Museum of Modernity. Stockholm is a symphony of history, innovation, and natural beauty, with something for everyone. Dolomites, Italy is where nature paints its most majestic pictures. Imagine mountains that at sunset are colored in incredibly warm shades of pink and orange. This phenomenon, known as enrossadera, is mesmerizing and makes your heart beat faster. The majestic peaks of the Dolomites, rising above the green valleys, seem to guard the peace of the local villages where time slows down. This region impresses not only with its natural beauty, but also with its rich history, reflected in ancient castles and cozy mountain huts. Every stone seems to hold its own legend, and the fresh air fills your lungs with a sense of freedom and limitless possibilities. Copenhagen is a city where the boundaries between past and present are blurred beyond recognition. Here, among the narrow streets and modern buildings, you will meet a mysterious mermaid sitting on a rock by the harbor, as if inviting you to plunge into the fairy tale world of Hans Christian Andersen. But not only fairy tales live in this city. Copenhagen is also a modern hub for innovation and ecology, where bicycles easily outrun cars, and leisurely strolls along the waterfront offer views of majestic palaces and futuristic architectural masterpieces. Leipzig, a city where the abundance of cultural heritage meets the charm of modern life. It once hosted regular fairs that attracted traders from all over Europe. Today, Leipzig is a vibrant center of art and music that has inspired composers such as Johann Sebastian Bach and Felix Mendelssohn. However, it's not just the music that makes Leipzig so special. Filled with green parks and cozy cafes, the city invites you to take a leisurely stroll, discovering unique corners where history intertwines with innovation.